Hello there. Welcome to this video. I am so excited that you are here. If you do not know, my name is Necrotia Anderson, and I am the founder and managing partner of Anderson Law Firm PLLC. We are based here in Central Florida, and our primary goal, our primary focus, our primary mission is to make sure that entrepreneurs just like you are able to acknowledge, secure, and leverage their creative expressions so they are not robbed of what's rightfully theirs. So our sole focus, our sole goal is to make sure you have the knowledge that you need to make sure that you are protected. Now, if you are watching this video, it is because you are likely wanting to know how you can protect your brand without securing a trademark. And if you keep watching, I'm going to make sure I touch on all the ways you can do that. Easy, simple things you can implement right now that are not complicated, that are not hard. So, one of the key things that you may see me do is look down, look to the left. I am smart, but I am smarter when I have an outline and I am able to succinctly deliver what I need to deliver to you today. So a lot of these people on Al Gore's internet will be able to spit off things and write off, but you know what? I have a lot going on in my brain. And so I have to make sure I have an outline. And that's what I have today. So if you see me looking away, look down, it's not that, I don't want to look at you or anything like that. It's simply because I want to make sure I deliver all this content, all this value, so you will know how to safeguard your brand when you're a beginner entrepreneur and you're not quite ready for a trademark. So let's get into the first part. You have to build a solid foundation. That is key. That is something you have to do no matter what. So there are two key things that can help you build a solid foundation. The very first thing will be for you to have a clear, and I do mean a clear, brand identity. So what exactly is that, Necrotia? A clear brand identity means that you are out here and you are using the same logo. You are using the same colors. You're using very clear imagery that is identifiable for you and your brand. You know your core values. You know what you want to deliver. You know, and then without a shadow of a doubt, when I see your stuff, I know exactly who it is. This is how you can have a clear brand identity. The other thing is what makes you special, because in the sea of many, we need to make sure that we are standing out for the right reasons. And we do that by being clear on who we are talking to and being clear on how we are special and being clear and consistent and delivering that to our desired audience. So the first way we can build a solid foundation is to be clear, crystal clear in our brand identity. The second way that we can be clear and making sure we have a solid foundation is making sure we are consistent, making sure we are consistent, because oftentimes, and you have seen them, and I don't want you to be one of them, brands that will get on these Al Gore internets and be all over the place. One minute they talking about this, the next minute they talking about something totally different, and you, like me, cannot identify who or what and what they offering, who they serve. One minute is this way, the next minute is that. And if I get confused, then baby, so does my credit card. So does my Stripe. So does all the ways that I could extend value, i.e. money, to you and your business. So let's make sure that we are building a solid foundation and making sure that our brand has a clear identity and we are being consistent. All right, so that is rule number one. Build a solid foundation. All right, here we are. Rule number two. And this is going to be a hard one for some people because I, being an intellectual property and business lawyer, you're like, I cannot believe she just said that, but I'm going to say it. Majority of you are not ready for a trademark. Majority of you are not ready for a trademark. And before, you get all upset with me, I want you to understand why you are not ready. And it has nothing, absolutely positively nothing, solely based on money. Okay, so let's just get that out the way. It has really that much not to do with money. So you're not ready for brand protection at the beginning stage of the game because most of you should be focusing on copywriting your work. Most of you should be focused on copywriting your work. Now, hear me out. If you are not familiar with what a copyright is, let me give you a very easy, kind of solid foundation definition of what a copyright is, okay? Now, a copyright is a legal right that is bestowed upon the author of an original piece of work. Now, what exactly does that look like? It looks like this video. You see this video? This is an original copyrighted work. Now, if I take the next step with my finalized video and offer it for registration with the United States Copyright Office, and they approve and accept, and I do all the things, check the boxes and stuff, pay the filing fee, then I will be the registered copyright owner of this video. And by registering my video, that gives me the legal rights that I would not have simply just by being the creative or the creator of this work. So let me give you a little bit more. For example, if you don't create video, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you have a blog, maybe you're a photographer, maybe you are a chef or a pastry chef and you make these cakes and, I like a little cake now. If you make a lemon pound cake, holla at your girl, let me get that link. But nonetheless, if you are creative, you don't have to register your creative work. You don't have to do that. However, you are missing out on beautiful rights that can aid you when it's time to defend if someone want to, rustle tussle and infringe on your work. So if you have not already started the journey to copywriting your work, this is somewhere I think you need to start before you consider trademarking your brand. And if you would like to watch some more things about copywriting, I'm going to go ahead and link, as they say, another video called Copyrights 101 that I think you would definitely enjoy. All right. So I want to make sure that before you start getting all in a hustle about registering a trademark, let's focus on copyright registration, because that is an easy way for you to get into getting more IP protection assets in your portfolio for your business. And that is what's going to help grow and scale your business. Okay. The next thing that I believe that a lot of entrepreneurs in the beginning stages don't necessarily consider, and they get super duper excited about trademarking, but you really should consider this thing instead. And this thing is contracts. Say it with me. The other C word is contracts. I want you to make sure I want you to make sure that you have solid written agreements, contracts that you can understand, that you can explain, and that you can use as a guide to help you with your relationships with your graphic artists, not only with them, your photographers, your clients, vendors, people that you are engaging with. I want you to take the time to have good agreements. Now, in the beginning stages, you likely are starting with templates and things of that nature. And if that's the case, hey, that's your journey. That is your journey. But I definitely want you to be able to understand and place value in what you are presenting, because it's not just going to aid you and the other person, it's going to aid the entire relationship, because it's going to give it a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that way, if there's any confusion of any sort, of any type, you will be able to refer to your contract for clarity and guidance. So, before we wrap up and keep going on and on, I want you to remember copyright registration and contract, the two C's, are where you want to be as you grow in your entrepreneurship journey. All right? Now, you're like, okay, Nikrosha, you didn't told me that I likely don't need trademark registration and I should focus on contracts and copyright registration. Yes, you are correct. So before you start rustling and tussling and want to get your sucking teeth at me, I already know. You got some objections. You got some things that we need to talk about. You need to talk to me, and I got you. Oftentimes when I present this to people, they often tell me, but trademarking is expensive, Nikrosha, and it is very time consuming. So that is probably one of the reasons why I probably won't consider it anyway. You are correct. Investing in a trademark registration does not guarantee you a federal trademark. It also is very time consuming, because the average trademark registration has gone from being about 9 months to maybe a year to now being over a year, and likely about 14, 18 months. I mean, the USPTO is currently behind. However, it doesn't mean that it doesn't give you valuable protection. Now remember, the two C's we were talking about can give you valuable protection. So before you make that leap and that big investment, I want you to think about those two things, because yes, you are correct. Trademark registration is not guaranteed, and it can be expensive and timely. All right. Now, the other objection I get is, I don't need to focus on trademarking, Nikrosha, and I likely don't need to focus on that other stuff because I am a small business owner and ain't nobody checking for me. Ugh. Let's pause for the cause. I don't like to hear this, because I don't want you to underestimate the value and the time, energy, and sweat and tears and money and all the things that you are investing in your business. So don't think because your revenue may be small, your audience may be small, or none of those things, that someone won't come and observe, infiltrate your stuff, and steal. Because remember, people have come to steal, kill, and what? Destroy. And that is not what's going to happen with your brand, especially not on my watch. And especially if you are a client of mine, we don't play that. So just because you may be small does not mean that you do not need to preserve in the best way, shape, form possible your brand. And we can definitely do that with copyright registration, with protecting the assets you have, and making sure these contracts are good, boo. All right? All right. Now, before it's all doom and gloom, and before we get ready to almost get up out of here, I want to make sure that you leave here with something. In the words of our Uncle Denzel, you're going to leave here with something. And one of the key things I want to leave you with is knowing that your brand needs to stand out. In a sea of others, I need you to make sure that you know and they know who you be. They need to know who you be, and that means we need to be consistent and clear and know our audience and be consistent. Be consistent, because that confusion is not where we want to be. I want you to make sure that you are nurturing and caring for your brand. I need for you to understand that the time, money, and energy that you are investing are like planting seeds. As long as you are watering them, they will grow and sprout and be bountiful, honey. And that's what we're all about. And lastly, I can guarantee that if you follow at least some of these things that I'm telling you, it will pay off in the long run and you will be able to get the value of which you are investing in your business now. All right. Now, trademarks can be in your future, but I want you to understand they don't have to be right now, and that's okay. Trademarks do not have to be right now, and that is okay. And you are hearing this from an intellectual property attorney. All right. So if you don't remember anything else I say in this video, I want you to remember to be consistent, consider copyright registration for your assets, and also make sure you got contracts, make sure you understand what they are, and remember to be consistent. All right. So if you enjoyed what you saw or heard here today, I want you to consider to like this video, like this content, and I also want you to consider to subscribe to the channel for more. And if you're not already on the email list, go ahead and click the link so that way you can get more tips and access to video like these to help you as you grow in your entrepreneurship journey. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time.